Greetings. This is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 278. Why I carry the American Express Aspire card. It's my ultimate travel card. That's why I do it. And I'll talk about the four things I'm going to talk about are earning the most points annually for hotel stays. And I get exotic stays. I call them exotic. They're just things I normally wouldn't pay for that I get for free. And I'll talk about the status perks and why they matter to me. And then there's a large annual cost, and most people shy away from that, but I'll show you what my sort of justify the cost, and I'll go through those things. And then at the end, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel. So let's jump right in. Earning the most points annually. Well, being the timeshare traveler, you'd think earning the most points would be the most important. I like to stay with hotels with kitchens, and Hilton has the Homewood Suites. So I'm happy to be staying there often. So earning hotel points for free hotel stays, that's why it matters. This is crazy, but last year I stayed at 100 nights for free at Hilton hotels. I was staying in a Homewood Suites for work reasons, but I never paid for anything. And I still have 2 million points, which equals quite a few. I don't know if I could do 100 nights, but not quite 100 nights, but a little less than that. So I stayed in hotels to keep food costs down, so it's very similar to being in a timeshare. And that's what I like to do anyway. I'm a frugal person, so, but I do, you'll see here that I do take advantage of certain things. Here's the kind of points for the Aspire card. It's 14 points on Hilton purchase. That includes my timeshare and all that kind of stuff. Maintenance fees paid with the card. 7 points on flights booked directly with airlines or through AMEX travel. 7 points on U.S. Restaurants, and then 3 points on everything else. And I use the Aspire card a lot. All my timeshare maintenance fees are paid, as I mentioned. Mostly it's on my online purchases I use it for. I don't use it as much for restaurants, but then I don't go out eat at restaurants that much. All timeshare exchanges that I use are purchased on the card. Just to give you an example, I earned over 300,000 points in 2024, and I'll go into how I calculate the value for that. So it's not bad. You can add up pretty quickly. Okay, so let me now talk about the next topic now. Even though I talked about how I'm a frugal traveler, if I can get what I call an exotic stay, a high-end stay, for free or no low cost, that's something I will definitely consider. So in addition to all the points, the Aspire card comes with one free stay anywhere you want. That includes Waldorf Astoria hotels, Conrad hotels, other hotels like the Del or Del Coronado near San Diego, and other Hilton resorts. These hotels can often be over $1,000 a night. Not all of them, but many of them. And these are hotels I would not pay to stay at. I might use points to stay at it, but that might be a push just because, I don't know, I'm cheap or frugal, whatever words you want to use. I have to admit, I feel a little out of place. Look at me, I'm wearing my sweatshirt. I do have button-down shirts, but I don't travel in that. I guess I'm a normal guy, so I don't travel in those circles much. But it's nice to experience the luxury, particularly when the cost is free. So, and also, to be fair, it reminds me to be grateful. I'm very fortunate, and I'm reminded how much beauty there is, and because the places, Waldorf Astoria and those places, they're in really beautiful locations. The settings are beautiful, and I do appreciate it. It's just something I can't really technically afford except through these clever means. And again, you don't have to be rich to experience luxury, just clever. So now let me talk to you a little bit about the benefits of the card. Well, the first talk about the status perks. You get diamond status, and what that means is I'll often get an upgrade to a better room. Here's one that I've actually used that I didn't realize was a perk that really turned into a perk. I got caught missing a couple days stay, but there was a Hilton hotel I could go into, so I couldn't get a timeshare. But it was within a week. So if you book 48 hours in advance, you're guaranteed a room as diamond status. That means they have to give you a room, and I don't know what they do if they bump someone or what happens. But that was really worth it. If you're caught in, like a week before and you have to do something, then you can take advantage of that. You get free breakfast credits in hotels that don't have breakfast. And if there's an executive lounge that a lot of the Hiltons have, you get free access to that. And sometimes that includes free breakfast and free afternoon hors d'oeuvres. You also get the free check-in gifts, like sometimes it's chips or candy or a granola bar, and then you get typically 2 bottles of water per day, and so that's really nice. I mentioned the resort credits, $200 savings every 6 months. I consider that a status perk, and timeshare maintenance counts as a resort credit, so it's basically $400 off in my maintenance fees, and I consider that a status perk. So now let me go through and actually justify how I'm willing to do this, and including, because this card costs $550 a year. So the bottom line is, I may be clever, but I'm not going to spend $550 if I don't get a return on that, because that's a lot of money. So I basically get $400 credit for my maintenance fees right off the top, $200 every 6 months. I checked my statement last year for my taxes, and there it was, so I know I got it. I earned $300,000 because it's got the points, and that's good for 15 nights. And remember, I'll book 5 nights in a row because the 5th night's free, so really it's 12 nights that I get free, but I tack on the extra free night for every 5th night is free, even if you're booking with free points. So I calculate roughly $125 a night, and that's conservative. It's also, you might not be able to get totally 15 depending on where you book, but that's to me worth $1,875. So you can already see the $400 and the $1,875 is well beyond the $550. And maybe you can, if you want to be conservative, you say, yeah, but if I've got the lower down card that didn't have quite the expenses, maybe I only get $400 more. So maybe you could take it that way. Because I used the card all the time, I ended up earning 3 of the free nights, and I've used those at the Waldorf Astoria, and I'm being conservative. They're usually over $1,000, but I said $800 a night, so that's $2,400. And the free breakfast is $50 a day for a meal at the Waldorf Astoria, and so that cost of $550, the benefits I've gotten are over almost $5,000 that I get over the last year in 2024. So to me, I know that it's cost me a lot, so I put the work in to justify it. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.